Okay, cool. Bryant, you told me on media day that you needed a Clay Guida in your life. Now that you got the victory over him, how do you feel about it?
I feel good. This is someone who I looked up to as a kid. Wanting to go in the UFC, I always looked up to him. Few guys that I actually say I looked up to and admired, and it's just something that as a kid, when you're a kid, you just say, man, one day, I'm gonna be with these guys. I'm gonna fight like these guys, and I actually got to fight this guy, and it was great. It was a great moment for me, and I got a little emotional with him after. I told him everything. I told him I looked up to him my whole life, and it was just good. It was a good outcome for me.
What was going through your mind when you actually were standing across the octagon from him? Oftentimes when people fight somebody they admire, they're hesitant, they're panicked, it feels different than what they expected. What were you thinking?
I was like, dude, that's him. I was like, when my first UFC debut, I didn't take a picture with any pro besides him. I was like a fan kid, I told my coach, I was like, look, let's Clay, man, like let's get a shot. And I even put it up on my Instagram a long time ago, my first debut. And then to actually fight him now, it's crazy. And I think he actually told me that day, he was like, you're a 45er? He goes, man, I'm going to have to fight big boys like you? And then now we're fighting, now we fought, so it was like, it's crazy how it came out.
And to win it that way, is that how you thought you would beat him?
No, I thought I was going to submit him. I honestly thought he was going to shoot in. I was going to be on my guard, off my back, shooting some triangles, arm bars, and then eventually him slipping up and me catching a submission. But he stood and banged with me, so we did the same.
As a child growing up and looking up to him, what was it that attracted you to his fighting?
It was his energy, He's just this. He never had a boring fight. A lot of people say he did, but this guy is just. He's jumping around, the hair is everywhere. He's throwing punches, he's wrestling, he's hitting you, standing back up. Just his demeanor, It's just he's a wild guy. He's like a Tarzan, So and I was like a crazy little Tarzan kid growing up. So it was perfect.
Do you feel like this is the most significant win in your UFC career to date?
I feel it is. I feel like he's a veteran. He's an accomplished veteran. He's fought the best of the best. He fought two, Rafael dos Anjos, Anthony Pettis. He has wins over Nate Diaz. So just to share a fight with him was an honor for me, and for me that's my biggest victory.
You also knew going into this fight you'd have a lot of support from your fans. Did you feel it out there? What was the walkout like for you?
You know what? I was getting a little worried. I was like, wait, this guy has a lot of fans here too, because he walked out first and the crowd went wild, and I was like, it's not supposed to happen, This LA is my scene, And then when I walked out, the whole place just blew up, and I was like, all right, there we go. I feel good about this now. The new weigh-in is amazing. Like, literally, I cut weight for a little bit, like on Thursday night. I actually posted a video eating steak and potatoes because I wasn't worried about it. And then I woke up in the morning at 1:47 at 9:30, and we weigh in at 10, right? The earliest. So I went to the jacuzzi for like 15 minutes, and came out, did the weight, 1:45. So it was amazing, and I got to eat for like almost like a day and a half.
Do you feel like it helped your performance today, getting to weigh in officially and rehydrate earlier?
Yes, I feel like this is something that we should actually do a lot more often if all the commissions come together and make it possible, because this as a fighter, this is something that made me perform better. It made me feel a lot better. Usually the next day I feel my stomach feels a little bit different, right? From even I only cut 10 pounds, but still, a cut is a cut, and I feel it just doesn't make you feel you're just fighting off of adrenaline and just the crowd. But this time I felt like I was myself.
What did you think about taking part in the weigh-in, but as a rehydrated fighter? Like, did you enjoy it more than you usually do, the actual face-off, when the whole thing?
Oh man, the face-off was great, man. It went bananas.
You noticed that he did his whole routine?
He did his whole routine. I was in the back, and I was like, dude, we already made weight, like he was like looking at the scale, jumping up, like if he was worried, I was like, all right, I guess we got to put on a show though, And I was like, this guy's mad dogging this scale right now, dude. He went there with the bananas. I was like, all right, cool. I took one banana, ate it, gave me more fuel for the night.
What was it like the night before your fight to find out that Muhammad Ali passed away? Did that have an impact on you?
You know what? I was talking to Kevin Casey,
Yep.
and we trained together, you know, with the Gracie Academy and everything. So I already knew news before anything hit, you know, before anything went up publicly. So I just told him, you know, I said I lost my grandfather before my fight, my debut, and I told Kevin, you know, what, you got to tough it out, bro. You know, this is what we do. I've had a rough year myself, you know, but it's something sad, you know. I got his posters all over the garage where I train at. I even put a nice little BBS logo on his shorts, you know. But you know, rest in peace to the greatest.
Did it do something for you mentally? I mean, you're about to fight and you find out. It's a very emotional time, I'm sure, for fighters in particular, someone of that stature passing away. Did you feel like it impacted you going into this?
You know what? Not really, just because in my lifetime, man, I've seen a lot of things. This year's been a crazy year, especially with death around me, you know. And for me, you know, coming up, this is just something I always deal with on a regular basis, you know. That's why I kind of broke down a bit, too, just because it's just been a crazy year so far, man. And but we're still here. That's why we're fighters, you know. We just keep pushing on.
Do you mind sharing what happened this year?
One of my I lost one of my buddies in January, and then in February I drowned and almost lost my life, and then the next month someone died in front of me, and I was trying to bring him back to life. So it's just been crazy, you know, with a lot of things I've been dealing with. So tonight a lot of pressure just got relieved on my shoulders.
Are you the type of guy then that works out that pressure in the gym, or are you the type that now is going to take a break?
No, I always said it, man. Training is my fantasy land, you know. It's the way I can escape reality, you know, because I'm not the only person. Everyone goes through things, you know, and everyone has outlets to escape what happens in their life. And mine is just training, you know. I train all my frustrations away. I train all my problems away. When I can't train, I surf, and even though I drowned, it's still, you know, I'll never stop surfing, you know.
What was it like the first time getting back up on the board, like after that accident?
I was actually with my friend Alan Boy, and he tore his hamstring, and I drowned. So he caught a wave, and he was like, "Oh my God!" He just felt, you know, to be back at it again. And then I caught a wave, and then we're both looking at each other like big kids, like, "Oh my God, dude, we're back at." Like, it just, to face your fear, you know, it felt good.
Actually, it's something that you could probably use in a fight. I mean, when you get in a tough position, you know you have it in you to pull through. I mean, that's valuable.
Well, I'm always scared every fight. I don't care what fighters say. They you know, they look at us like tough guys and everything. I'm afraid of fighting, you know. Every time I step in here, I face a new fear. I face a new type of pressure, new type of obstacles, and it's almost like a drug to me, you know, because you don't want to do things you're afraid of, but you just got to do it, you know, just to say, you know what, I did it. You know, whatever happens, at least I did it.
You didn't get to see Kevin because you went to the hospital, I think. What was he like? Did you get a chance to talk to him yesterday?
I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him right before he fought. I just told him go out there and get it. I was hoping he came back to the locker room, but I guess he was way too dehydrated. So they sent him to the hospital, and I talked to his brother and his corners, and they just say he's all right. They just got to go put an IV on him and just get him back to normal.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.